guys, welcome back again to my channel. I am Riri if you're new, and welcome to a new video. If you're watching and you're not subscribed yet, please do me that favor, hit that subscribe button down below, like this video, it helps my channel a whole lot. So guys, I'm going to be talking about the layoffs that are happening due to AI and automation. It is crazy. A whole lot of cuts are happening in the workforce. Just this morning, Block announced on social media cuts that are coming in the company, and I just find it pretty interesting. Doing it on social media, probably they released an internal memo prior to the post on social media, but I just find it interesting. He put up, I'm also gonna just put the screenshots here as well, just talking about the cuts that are happening, the severance packages that they're gonna get, and also how AI is gonna transform their business down the line. But yeah, let's just get straight right into it, and I would give my inputs on this as we go on.
I was let go from my job. Hello. So last week, I was let go from my job. I was let go from my job, and there were so many emotions. I'm much better now. That's never happened to me before. So it took a while to process.
Guys, I totally relate to what this lady is going through. She mentioned this is her first layoff. Literally, probably she's been working for X number of years, and it comes with this level of shock, especially if you've been with the company for a very long time. Like a good part of your life was, at this particular company, and just for you to wake up to that email, that Slack message saying you're among the people that's gonna get laid off. Yeah, it's gonna take a while to process, to go through the emotions and all of that. But yeah, it's really hard. It is really hard. And also the workforce now, guys, it is crazy. Getting a job now is crazy. You see a whole lot of people here on YouTube saying they've been out of the workforce for 1 year. And the good thing about this that I have seen, though, is some people are channeling some of their energy somewhere else in terms of starting a new business, starting a new side hustle. There's this lady I follow on Instagram. She also got laid off at a tech job, and currently she's starting a wedding events business, if I remember correctly, and it is doing well. It is doing well slowly, and I'm sure in a couple of years from now it's gonna blow up. So people are channeling their energies in some other ways, especially if they're very entrepreneurial in nature. That's another way to, make something out of this for yourself. Why some other people, they're just trying to get another job, and the job market is crazy. So it's just that constant struggle of, continually putting the applications out there and hoping something would come forth from it.
I just got laid off. I thought 2026 was gonna be my year. Now I'm unemployed. Oh my god. Like, is this a prank? Am I missing something? Like, what? I don't even know how I feel. Anger, I'm sad, I'm scared. This job, it fell into my lap when I was desperate, when I really needed it. So I gave it my all, gave it all my energy. I spent so much time learning and perfecting the craft so that I could be good at what I do. But while giving it everything, I lost myself. It's like I became a robot. Like, I would just show up. I would dread every single day. Mondays were my worst enemy. I fucking dreaded that day. Pretending I was okay, but I would really just go on break.
Guys, I'm gonna have to pause this here and mention something. She mentioned at some point she became a robot. I preach this thing even to my friends as well. Your health, your well-being, it comes first. Because at the end of the day, if you should fall sick or if you should develop a health problem due to, maybe job stress and all, there is the bitter truth. What would still go on? Like, it will still go on without you. So it's very important to have a balance and don't become a robot to your job. Have a routine, have some lifestyle, wellness lifestyle, just something that's, or whatever it is to you that brings happiness and joy, whatever you feel that would make you feel good, whatever it is that would improve your mental well-being, if it's exercising, pilates, whatever it is, please do more of that, and don't just overstretch yourself to the point of being burnt out and it's beginning to affect your mental health and the physical well-being. It's not worth it at all. Honestly, it is not worth it at all. So I hope this lady begins to put herself first, even after she gets a new job. Like, she needs to make sure her health, wellness, mental health comes first, and managing that with job stress and job schedule would definitely go a long way. Because I understand, like, the job can get really stressful at times, but just finding that way, just finding that point or that moment in a day to just take some time out for yourself to cool the stress would definitely go a long way.
Quickly and go cry in the bathroom. And yes, I told my managers, they were very aware of how I was feeling. They saw my downfall compared to when I first started to now. Like, I was miserable at that job, but at the end of the day, the bills still gotta get paid. Life goes on. I don't know if it's like a trauma bond or something, but it's scary. Like, what the fuck is happening right now? I'm like speechless. Like, I can't even believe that this is happening right now. I have no job. I have no source of income. I'm fucked. My God. What is actually happening? I know that everything happens for a reason. I'm trying to stay positive here. You're telling me this is what was meant to happen. This is what was meant to happen. 2026, the year that Aaliyah is ready to go all in, no excuses, no fuckery, and I lose my job. It's like a weird, like, roller coaster of emotions because I hated that.
Yeah, I feel this lady, she's still going through that sense of, should I say, denial, and it's part of the emotions. It will definitely get better. Honestly, I know at that very first stages when you get to hear about it and it starts becoming real, it definitely gets better. As I said earlier, I have seen a lot of creators speaking about these. Some of them lost their job and they're creating something beautiful for themselves out of this, starting a business, starting a new side hustle while still maybe applying for a job. And also, some people just realize that their current job or their current career trajectory isn't what they necessarily would want to do, and they're exploring new options as well. So these are, ways that I'm seeing people channel that energy into something else.
Hi, I'm Sophia, a student at Stanford, and I just learned something today that I can't stop thinking about. Block, the company behind Cash App and Square, just laid off 4,000 people. That's 40% of their workforce. The CEO, Jack Dorsey, said it straight up. It's because of AI. Not because the business is failing. Actually, the stock jumped 24% after the announcement. He said a smaller team using AI can do more. And then he warned that most companies are going to do the same thing within the next year. So I keep asking myself, what does this mean for belonging? Work isn't just a paycheck. It's identity, it's community, it's purpose. If AI takes the repeatable, the analytical, the routine, what's left for us? I think it's the deeply human stuff. Caregiving, teaching, mentoring, creative work, jobs that require presence, empathy, and real human connection. What kind of person do you want to be in an economy that no longer requires you to think like a machine? Maybe that's an opportunity to build a world where work can mean something more than output, where humans do the things only humans can. We just have to decide what that is before someone else decides for us.
Yeah, so this is something I also pointed upon. AI is the new and big thing now. It is automating a whole lot of stuff. We have Ignetic AI now that's executing workflows end to end with little to no human input. What does that mean for us? So something that I just keep saying is we have to evolve with AI. Like, you can't be left behind. If you haven't used any AI tool or you haven't explored it or you have no knowledge about it, I don't think that's a good spot to be in. You have to have basic knowledge about how these tools and application works. And there are a whole lot of them out there. We have Copilot, we have Claude, we have ChatGPT, and we have so many basic foundational courses out there that you could also take to just build up that foundational knowledge. Because the thing is, even how I envision the workforce when it comes to recruitment and all of that, they are going to begin to look for AI specific skill sets, and it can be as little as taking a new course, getting a certification, knowing how some of these tools work, speaking about how you have used them probably for productivity purposes. This is changing our workforce. This is changing how our day-to-day lives. AI is embedded everywhere now. So we can't be left behind. I can't be left behind. You can't be left behind. We have to evolve with it.
All right, unfortunately, I am starting off February with bad news about the job market already in 2026. Just in January 2026 alone, 30 days, we have lost almost 600,000 jobs. You heard me correctly, ladies and gentlemen. If you follow me and you've seen some of my other videos about layoffs in the job market, you know that there was 128 companies that posted a layoff notice on warntracker.com, along with multiple companies announcing layoffs. 2026 is going to be awful for layoffs and unemployment. 58% of companies plan on laying off in 2026, and it looks like that is so far true to form from what we're seeing with those 600,000 jobs just in January. Hi, my name is Christina. I have a master's degree in business. Please do the best that you can to not spend money, get your finances in order, use a written budget, follow it, eliminate expenses, cut expenses, and make sure you monitor it daily. You are going to need some savings because 1 out of 4 people has been unemployed for 25 weeks or longer. We are in big trouble, ladies and gentlemen.
She spoke about something very important here, and I mentioned some of this in my previous video. We have to be very, very careful how we're spending our money now. I mentioned in my previous video, you have to start budgeting now. You have to know where your money is going to. You have to have some savings. I'm also gradually trying to build my savings up too as well, because job loyalty is dead. Nobody knows. At this point, no one is safe. Nobody knows. You could be at your job for 20 plus years, 25 plus years. That doesn't guarantee nothing. We've seen in previous months people from tech companies that have been with the company for a very long time, and yet they're still laying them off. So that makes us ponder what really is happening here. These are the people that have devoted a good chunk of their life to this company, and yet they're still thrown off the radar. So yeah, protect yourself. Have your plan, have your budgets in order, have your savings in order, have your money in order, because the truth of the matter is you never know. And also, if you have any other like side businesses or side hustles that's bringing you more money or generating you one or some form of income, budget that as well and know how to use that to your best advantage.
The day I got laid off, I posted on social media, loving your job and being good at it does not guarantee job security. And honestly, that sums it up. I loved my job. I loved the team I worked with. I loved the work I got to do in HR analytics. I had just come off a year where I was in the top 10% of performers company wide. People trusted my work, came to me for help, and I felt really solid in what I was doing. So when it happened, I was completely blindsided. I was one of few people working remote, so I didn't see any of the warning signs in the office that others saw. The whispers, the tension, the boxes in the hallway, I missed all of it. I remember getting on the call with my manager, and the first thing I said was, "Wait, what?" And then I just started crying. It was my first corporate tech layoff, and I genuinely didn't know what I was supposed to do next. Afterward, I had this realization that hit me really hard. To the people making decisions, I was just a number, literally. I was a higher paid employee and one of only a few that were still fully remote because there was no office in my state. So on paper, I knew it made sense why I was cut. That was 4 months ago. I've applied to over 100 jobs, had a handful of interviews, and learned very quickly that my network is not nearly as deep as people who have been in the tech world their entire careers. It's exhausting, And yeah, I sometimes still have self gaslighting thoughts that if I was really as good as I thought I was, they would have found a way to keep me. But one big thing I learned in therapy is that you cannot control anybody else. You can only deal with what's in front of you. And right now, what's in front of me is rebuilding, job searching, and figuring out what to do next. This time has allowed me to focus on my health in ways I wouldn't be able to otherwise. And I know I'm further along in my bariatric journey than I would have been otherwise.
So, guys, yes, unfortunately, we are all numbers. We are just numbers in the workforce. Like, as it doesn't matter how good you are at your job or whatever, at the end of the day, we're just part of the head count. Yes, HC. We are part of that number. She also mentioned about her having some gaslighting thoughts, thinking she wasn't good enough. And I'm so happy she's working with a therapist through that, because honestly, it is not your fault, girl. It is not your fault. You're not doing bad at all. It's just some really tough decisions were just made and you just became part of that number. But I'm so happy she's working with a therapist and she's not seeing herself in that bad negative light, and she's focusing that energy on her health and focusing on what she can control. And what you can control at this point is, applying for more jobs, doing the best that you can, and just keeping moving. Because if you just keep on focusing on the bad negative thoughts and you're just gonna keep bringing yourself down. So I'm happy she's kind of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm really hoping that things would work out for her. And she also mentioned something about her network. Guys, sometimes you could have a really good network, but at the end of the day, in my opinion, I don't know if that guarantees anything 100%. That can help, but I don't think it's an instant guarantee. Let me know what you think about that also down the comment section. People say your network is your net worth. I agree to that, but do you think when it comes to job search it makes any kind of difference? I would love to know your thoughts down the comment section.
Raise your hand if you got laid off. So I will say this is not the way I expected 2026 to start out. But here we are. This was my first post-grad job, and I'd been there for almost 2.5 years. And to be fair, I did work in HR, and usually HR is the first one to get cut, so I guess I'm not too surprised. But actually I am kind of surprised because I was part of this early careers rotational program, and usually when you're part of these programs, you think you're safe. At least I thought I was safe, because I was no way they're ever gonna cut anyone from their early careers program. But here we are. I was supposed to graduate the program this spring, so I technically didn't have a role, so I didn't really understand what role they were eliminating, but I was okay, that's fine, I guess. But the weirdest part was when they told me the news, I felt relieved. And it's so weird because you would think that when you lose your job, you just feel like your world is ending. I don't know what happened. It felt like I could breathe again. It felt like a pressure was taken off my shoulders. And to be fair, I think I kind of knew what I was doing wasn't what I wanted to do. So I wasn't devastated because I felt like I was losing something that I absolutely loved. It definitely still was a weird feeling. Obviously, I did cry when it happened just because I was in shock and I was completely blindsided. Also, this happened right before the holidays. This happened 1 week before Christmas. So I already had known for a while. And like I said, I did cry when they told me, but I feel like it was more of the fear of the job market just being kind of bad right now rather than being sad that I was leaving this specific position. I feel like I'm talking about my experience right now, very objectively, just about how I was feeling. I'm not trying to say anything bad about the company at all. I learned a lot. I feel like I talk about this all the time on my account, but my dream is to move to LA, and I feel like now this gives me the push to finally make that change. But now I'm okay, what's holding me back now? Well, actually, there are a few things holding me back, but I feel like I'll make another video on that. Not having to work a 9 to 5 has been absolutely incredible, and I'm afraid that I'm getting a little too used to how nice it is, and kind of need a job ASAP because I'm getting way too used to not having to work. But what's been really nice about having all this extra time is now I just have more time to focus on all these creative things that I've really loved to do but haven't really had time while working a 9 to 5. I've always been super interested in UGC creation at a greater level, and I feel like now I have more time to focus on that and kind of explore that path. My plan definitely is to go back into corporate just because I feel like there's a lot more stability. unless somehow something works out and my creative side can somehow sustain a lifestyle I want, that'd be absolutely incredible. But until then, I feel like jumping back into the corporate world is probably what's on my horizon. Not right away though. I feel like I'm not too much in a rush right now because I feel like this time between jobs is something that's so rare and I should really take advantage of it. It's been nice because I feel like I'm in a brand new chapter where I have so much freedom and autonomy to choose what I want to do with my life. So I guess for now I just have way more time to make all these fun, silly little videos. So what else am I supposed to be doing? This really is exposure therapy, especially making a video like this. I'm like, ooh, kind of embarrassing, but also who cares? I guess stay tuned because I'm gonna have all the time in the world to make all these random videos and test my creative outlet, I guess.
Right, so yeah, this is an interesting one because yes, she felt sad she got laid off, but she also realized that her current job isn't 100% what she wants to do. And I mentioned that as earlier as well, that these layoffs is going to be a redirection for a whole lot of people. You know, they realizing their current job isn't a good fit and they're beginning to explore new options. I even see some people are literally taking maybe new courses, certifications to, you know, kind of pivot to where they really want to be career-wise. So I'm happy she has that realization, and she also has like greater future plans to move to a new city. New opportunities would be awaiting there as well. But yeah, I wish this one so all the best, and keeping fingers crossed she eventually gets the exact job that she really wants to be in. But yeah, guys, I'm just curious to know about your thoughts on AI, automation, and the workforce and the transformation it's bringing. Well, how do you really feel about it? I know there are lots of mixed feelings out there. Let me know what you think about this down in the comment section. I'm very interested in knowing what you think about it. I kind of mentioned earlier what I think about it and how we should be evolving with this AI, and yeah, I'll leave it to you guys on the comment section. But thank you guys so much for sticking with me on today's video, and I hope you subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Like this video, leave your comment down in the comment section, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye for now.